Hey guys, back at you again with another video. So today I just wanted to go over like a carry gun that I bought to add to my rotation for this summer. And instead of just going ahead and telling you guys what I bought, I'm going to show you what I already have in my carry rotation and the reasons why I added this particular gun to my carry rotation. First off here, some of you may know, I carry this quite often. It's the Shadow Systems MR920 Foundation model with a Trichicon RMR, 15 round magazine plus one, um, comparable to a Glock 19 size. I really like this gun. I carry it quite often, but the summer it's a little too thick. It's a little too much. I don't want appendix carry because I'm doing some lawn mowing, and I didn't want to keep carrying this gun. And lawn mowing, as y'all may know, could be kind of dusty. I didn't want that optic to get obscured because it's not enclosed. But to move on to my next gun I have in the rotation, the PSA dagger, the comp model, or the micro dagger, the comp model. Again, it is thinner. It is a little bit lighter. Same capacity, 15 plus one. Nice shooting gun. I replaced the trigger like that, but again, it's got an optic. I don't want that to get obscured, and still a little more heavy than I want. I'm going to be, mowing lawns, moving around. So that leads me to more compact gun, CZ P10S. 12 round capacity. It's a little bit lighter, but then again, it's kind of thick. I'm going to carry it in Glock holsters. So I carry this in the same holster I carry my Glock 19 in, but you know, I'd always want to carry the extension, the extra extension. And with that hive extension in there, yes, it increases the grip, but it also increases the weight. So I'm like, well, I could carry with a 12 round magazine in there, but it's still a little chunky. So what else do I have? Well, I have the Shield Plus. That's 10 round capacity with the flush fitting mag, and I can carry that a little more concealed. I'm sacrificing some more rounds. I'm sacrificing a sight radius. I'm sacrificing the barrel length. I could carry with a 13 round magazine that would solve the capacity issue, but then it'd make the grip just a little bit longer. Could carry with 15 round. I have that availability too, but then the grip's you know really long. But again, if you do that, you solve all the capacity problems, but then you're adding way too much weight, in my opinion, for moving around, weed whacking. You're doing a lawn care service, like you don't really want to have something that big on you. So I could have done a number of things, but a lot of people, this was my go-to before I purchased the uh, gun that I had just purchased. So to solve the drawback issues of having the shorter sight radius, the shorter barrel, and Um, still getting what I want, I decided to go with this Sig P365 XL. Now I know Sig's been catching a lot of heat lately, but that's the P320. I've always liked the P365. I've had a P320 for the longest time. I end up trading that for a different gun uh, about 2 months ago, I would say. But you get to see me here showing you the trigger. Everyone really knows it's this model. I'm really not going to go dive into the guts of this gun. It's more of the reason why I bought this gun. I wanted to solve issues. I get a 12 round capacity. This came with two 12 round mags. Now I do know they do have, for this specific model, they do usually typically come with a 15 round mag, but I bought mine used, of course, so mine didn't come with a 15 round mag. It came with two 12 rounders. But a little comparison between the Shield Plus and the P365 XL, you can see that in grip length they are very similar. I feel like the P365 is maybe a tad, I don't know, it's hard. I put them both side by side, and they're very comparable, if not the same. As far as the narrowness, it's a slightly, I feel like, slightly thicker, if not a hair difference in the Shield Plus. So carryability is the same way, but yet I'm getting that little extra sight radius, the extra half inch of barrel that I really like. I really prefer. I feel like I'm more capable with this gun, if that makes sense. I haven't shot a lot of rounds with it. Let that be granted. This is more of first impressions, but I wanted something that was going to be thinner, that had a little the same length as the CZP10S, because I really feel comfortable with that length of barrel, that size of slide. But the P10S was just a little chunky. So this was like my solution to getting something that was a little bit slimmer, a little bit easier to carry. I can really deeply conceal this in the holster that I carry in. Like I said, this is a fairly new gun to me, so I've only carried it for a few days at this point. But here I'm showing you the old-fashioned, I would say, this is the original XL, so it has a couple of mounting screws that are underneath the slide instead of on top of the slide. So you see my fancy new pointer here. Right where that index finger is, those are the two screws you need to unscrew, and then that plate and rear sight will come off, and then you can attach a new optic. I believe this is either RMSC cut, but this is old enough to bear it might be like a proprietary Romeo footprint. But I don't plan on putting an optic on this gun necessarily. I kind of want to keep it, like I said, deep concealed. This is for summer carry. Down here in the south, it gets warm, it gets humid. I'm going to be wearing some real light pants. I don't even plan on using the 15-round magazine. I really only plan on using the 12-round magazines, keeping the backup mag, keeping this thing as light and as compact as possible, keeping this nice deep concealed carry where I don't really have to worry about it. So far, it's been very comfortable. I've been able to do things with it, and it's starting to grow on me. I can see this becoming, if it's proven reliability, I can see this becoming more of my go-to chore gun. But you could see that this gun was, that was the price of this gun. I just wanted to show you guys the price of this gun. When I bought it, I didn't buy it for that price, but that's who bought this gun, bought it at that price. What I got it was for $409. For me, that was the price that I wanted to pay. I wouldn't want to pay anything more than $450 with taxes, everything set out the door. And obviously $409 with taxes hit that mark. It was like $434, I believe, or $432 with taxes, along those lines. I wanted to touch on some of the holsters I carry in. Well, holsters, I should say holster right now. So this gun is fairly new to me. So right now, the only holster I have that I carry in is the Galco leather holster. Its holster works for a number of guns. It works for a Glock 17. Leather holsters are great because they more so work off the retention on your belt and against your body, and I carry that appendix, so that really helps, and it really sits nice and deep in the pant line where it's just above the belt, where my shirt covers it perfectly. I don't have to worry about it. Another holster that I found is a pocket 1911 holster that I got super cheap at a consignment shop. That it actually fits really well. I don't think I'll ever actually use this, but it's a really good holster. Just showing you here, it's really durable. Those little round holders, those are for $45. Again, I like using my little skeletal pointer. So I can't put any extra 9mm in there, but little Texas Star is pretty cool. It's a pretty durable holster. It's nice leather, but I probably will never use it. Maybe if it's just sitting around the house, maybe I'll use it. But I had a decision to make between this gun and another gun. I did see a used Bodyguard 2.0 that was significantly cheaper. It was like $319. But the drawbacks of that were, I don't feel like I would be as competent with that gun. And $380 is not something that I keep normally at hand. I maybe have a 50, 100 rounds of stock. I'll maybe practice with a pocket gun every now and then, but I don't feel that capable. So the Shield Plus, I feel like when I make this video, people are going to come back at me for the Shield Plus. Like, but why would you buy, but you have the Shield Plus, if you have all the magazines, it's got a better trigger. In my opinion, it has got a better trigger than the P365 XL. It's just as thin, but like I said, the barrel length and sight radius. On top of that, you're getting night sights, front serrations, optics capability, 2 extra rounds in the mags for when you're doing flush fitting mags. That and the ergonomics, I really like the P365 ergonomics. I feel like I can get a good handle on it. Nothing against the Shield Plus. With the flush fitting mags, the Shield Plus, it's not quite as comfortable as the comparison to the P365. I'll let you know how this works out for me though.